So how long were you a pro wakeboarder? Like how many years?
So I started in 2000, right around 2000, trying to make it on the pro circuit.
Okay.
I won Worlds in 2001. That was the open men's division, and that kind of catapulted me into the whole pro wakeboarding lifestyle. I got a paid sponsor, and then that just, cascaded into more sponsors, more paid sponsors.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, and that kick-started my pro career, which was
sick.
Yeah.
So is that really what you need to get started, is like paid sponsors to where you can just do it all the time?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I moved to Florida because that's where I needed to be surrounded by the talent that was down there,
That was the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved from Havasu out to Florida, spent about a year out there just teaching at a wakeboard camp.
Okay.
Got an opportunity to move to Australia, teach at a camp out there, rode their tour, won their tour.
Nice.
At the time, which was really small, and came back to the States and won Worlds shortly thereafter, and it was on. So yeah, just kind of getting the exposure to the scene, working on your skills.
Yeah. So you were one in the world at one point.
In the men's open division. Yeah.
Okay, the men's open.
Which is like, that's where you kind of have to be like, the step below the pro division. Yeah.
Gotcha.
At the time. So.
Bitchin', dude. What was your best trick?
Ooh.
Or your favorite trick?
My favorite trick. Ooh. I really always just liked doing big pokey grabs.
Okay.
The flips and the spins and all that stuff were always, that's what everybody wanted to see.
Right.
But, I could just go out and just do a bunch of runs and just,
You like just floating through the air?
Yeah.
I got you.
Just floating through the air and grabbing as long as you can.
Yeah.
And getting as creative as you can. It was just always fun. Those were like the best days. You just go out with your buddies and just be like, all right, we're going to try something new, and just start messing around.
Yeah. Just pushing each other.
Yes.
Like organically, that's how it starts, yeah.
And that's what you need. That's what you need to get better.
Oh, yeah.
Surround yourself with the people that are going to push you.
Yeah, all the best, right?
Right.
Yeah, they do the same thing with like tennis, man. Like if you're good, you go to a camp and it's all the best tennis players, and that's where you're at.
It's the energy, it's the motivation, it's the drive. It's what pushes people in every sport.
Absolutely.
Everything. Business. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't have to be pro athletes we're talking about. We can talk about anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Surround yourself with like-minded people, and you're going to accomplish big things.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. I always, sometimes I feel like I didn't surround I always had great friends, but I didn't have friends that were always trying to get next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I remember that time in my life, I was also not trying to get next level. I was cool just getting drunk and,
Sure.
obviously I was making my own decisions. But until I saw that next level out there, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was a big part of why I actually moved away from Havasu. My buddies were great, and they would go on the boat with me every single day, and they would drink beer, and they would be like, do another flip. And I was like, all right, cool. And there just wasn't really anything driving me to get better.
Okay.
So that's why I moved to Florida. I was like, that's where all the good guys are.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be. So
right. Be around the best, be the best.
I love my friends. They supported me all the way through the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how my friends are too, man. They support me in anything I want to do.
Sure.
But I just, like I said, you didn't realize it, you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then after pro wakeboarding, you decided to just, you had other dreams you wanted to do.
Well, I met my wife, and it was time to settle down and start focusing on the next chapter. I'd always wanted to be a firefighter. Loved that. Had a lot of friends that were firefighters, a lot of people that influenced me early on in life, and were telling me I should follow that.
Okay.
That profession, and so I jumped on board and went head first into that. Just ended up getting hired and started working as a firefighter. Went to paramedic school. One of my good buddies, Rich Campbell, he actually went through the academy with me. Went through paramedic school with me. He was like, dude, you got to check out this CrossFit stuff. We were working out in my gym, in my garage at the time. I had like just a bunch of old meathead equipment, you know.
Right.
And, we were doing stuff at the station, stuff in the garage. He's like, dude, you got to check out this CrossFit stuff. We started doing some, you know, cherry picking some workouts that were that looked
to your
fun.
liking, yeah.
Total not understanding really what the true meaning of or the reason behind CrossFit. Just going, no, that looks fun, and we started doing those workouts in the garage and at the station, and I got a little bit more educated on the purpose of CrossFit, the ideology behind CrossFit, and I was hooked.
Sweet.
I was all in. It was what I was searching for. You know, kind of talking about being a competitive athlete. You know, what do these competitive athletes do later on in life?
How do you compete? How do you fulfill that need?
Yeah. And I think you can have a healthy relationship with CrossFit in that sense where you can kind of fulfill that need in the gym, you know, to a point, obviously. You know, competition's always good, but quality of life is got to be the main factor for most in the gym. But that competitive aspect of CrossFit is it can be a really healthy thing as well.
Definitely.
You know, and I think that as an athlete, when I found CrossFit, you know, I was on the older end of the guys that were competing in the men's open division, but you know, I still found myself competitive, and I was all in. I mean, within my first year of doing CrossFit, I was like signed up for the Open, and I was all in. I wanted to go to the games.
Yeah.
And it was
driven.
Yeah, and I had the business going, so it was just both were fueling each other.
So you had your CrossFit gym.
Well, yep. As soon as I got into CrossFit, I went and got my level 1. Nothing was going on like that in Havasu at the time, and I just saw the need, and I knew what it could be in Havasu, and I was super stoked on it, super passionate about it, and I was like, this is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
And
you had to share it with others.
I was like, I want people to feel this feeling, and people are going to love this, and this can potentially change a lot of people's lives. I remember I came home and put together something, and I had my wife sit down with me, and she just looked at me and she goes, this is going to be huge.
Sweet.
And I'm like,
that's cool, you had her support.
And I was like, I know. And it was on, and it just it was cool. My friends, my family got into it with me at first.
Okay.
We were doing it on my garage, and it just blew up. I mean, within 3 months of the garage, we were. Your cousin was part of it. I mean, we were, you know, nuts to butts in the garage. I mean, we had probably like 30 people working out of my garage.
Oh, shit.
My neighbors started getting kind of irritated, and I knew it was time to start looking for a place. And the whole business just grew like that the whole time. We grew out of every place that we moved into.
Nice.
You know? And that's awesome. It was time to move. We moved into like a little 1,200 square foot building that my buddy's wife owned. She runs a business, and they had like a little extra space that we could rent, and it was totally like an office building. And we moved in, it had like a bathroom in it, and it was just tiny, man. And we before we even had that place fully kind of stocked with equipment and like flooring and everything, like we already outgrew it.
Really?
Like,
that's cool. That's so cool.
Within a month of being there, because now we were legit, right? Before it was just some guy running
garage business.
Right, running workouts out of his garage. We moved into a building. It was all of a sudden legit. I think our first orientation that we did, because we did a free orientation. I think it had like 20 people or something like that. We didn't even have enough room at the new facility
for orientation
for people, and yeah, within like 1 month we were already looking for another building.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, and it just continued to grow like that. I mean, we blew up, and just learned along the way. Had great support, great members. It was an amazing. It's been an amazing experience from day one to where we're at now. Just watching the community and all these people grow with the business and learning, and just watching people's lives change and more people get involved. And yeah, I mean, it was time to move into a big place. We moved into a bigger place, and
nice. I was just talking to another guest I had up, and we were saying most of the people that work out don't even do it, like the physical part's the secondary. It's the mental release, it's the outlet.
100%.
Yeah.
The biggest driving factor of our gym is our community. And
yes.
The tie that our community has with one another, it's that common bond. It's that, we have all walks of life. We have construction workers to doctors to lawyers. I mean, everything. And then when they walk through our door, everybody's the same, and everybody's there for the same purpose.
Yeah.
And that's to
during the same struggle.
Improve their quality of life. Yeah. I commonly tell people, you're going to create bonds with people in here.
Yes.
Very similar to the way that we do in the fire service, or the special forces, where you kind of struggle through things, and you create that bond because you get through those hard workouts. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just working out, but really, they when they're in it, they feel like they're struggling.
Yeah, you are. Right? Your soul hurts.
Right. Yeah. They're living through this struggle, but they do it together and they support one another, and it's really cool to watch that and watch that bond be created, and that just ties into those relationships outside of the gym.
Right.
I mean, it's been so cool to see our community, not just within the gym, but then outside of the gym, all the relationships that have been created. And I mean, I can't tell you how many people have been, met in our gym. Well, your cousin, met his wife.
Yes, that's right. He did. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we've had tons of people meet, get married. We've had lots of CrossFit babies.
Yeah. A bunch of little buff babies.
Oh yeah, a bunch of CrossFit. I mean, these are just they're running around, and but it's been really cool. And the community is by far the best part of what we do. It's the working out is just secondary.
It is secondary. Yeah. And it's that release, I've said this before. I took a guy that owns a CrossFit gym, and you can't tell your wife, hey, every day at 5 after work, I'm going to go to the bar with my buddies for an hour and a half. But everybody can meet at the gym and work out.
Sure.
I go to a morning class. It's me, my wife, my mother-in-law, and my son, all working out at the same time.
Yeah. And how cool is that for you? You get to share that with your family.
Yeah.
I mean, when we have a lot of very similar situations where we have families that come to the gym together. You know? I mean, CrossFit babies. Just they've grown up around the gym. Now they're coming to classes with their parents. We've had kids that have grown up through the gym. They've gone off to college. They continue to do CrossFit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it
turns into a way of life.
100%.
You can't go without it.
No, and I think it's our community has become just such its own animal.
Right.
It's just really it's an amazing thing to see.
Bitchin', dude. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.